Good morning, sports fans. This is George with Custom Tied Flies and Guide Service. And this morning, boys and girls, we are going to be building the improved badger and wool. That's what it looks like when it's done. Okay. The ingredients. This is Daiichi 1560 1x long Nymph hook. Pinch the barb down there. Get it mounted. Excuse me. On this fly, you're going to use two different sizes of thread. You got the Danville Flymaster 140D in brown and the Danville Flymaster 70D in brown. The tail and body is Patton wool in tan. The rib is UTC Ultra Wire copper in the BR size, and the flash on top is rainbow crystal flash. And then the collar, what makes this improved, the collar is one saddle hackle in badger. That's where the badger and wool comes from. It's golden badger. And then the improvement is the addition of this Brahma hen wet fly collar. Okay, so pretty simple to get started. Just get tied in behind the eye. Run your thread back. Okay, for this size fly, what I do is I measure. I want my tail to be about a shank length. So I measure 1.5 inches. Get the tail on. Then I got my rib. Oops. That's why you give it a tug. Got my old scissors here that I use for wire, and you're going to trim that off about probably 3 inches from the back. And then you got your body is the same color as the tail. That's too far up. A couple half hitches here. Wire rib. You can trim that off or helicopter it off. I like to trim it off. Helicopter, it doesn't really work well for me for some reason. I don't know why. I've always been a trimmer. Now, check your length. Now I'm going to switch thread sizes. Take your bore brush and you scrub on the sides and the top, and then you're going to brush this tail out. The cool thing about this tail is once it gets wet, it looks very fishy. So this wet fly could be a bait fish or an emergence, or I mean, there's a lot of things that it could be. I'm not really sure what the fish sees. I just know that it works. Okay, now I got my 70 denier. Get tied back in. My rainbow crystal flash, 4 strands, and just fold that in half. Trim it, find the middle, lay it on top. Take a couple wraps to hold it down and fold it back on itself. Then you want to trim that off about halfway down the tail. So this dubbing that I'm about to use is just rabbit fur trimmed right off the hide. It's not ground or blended or anything. I had a bunch of rabbits that I killed, and I took a clippers and shaved them. I'm going to make a rope couple inches long. You don't want to make it too long or too heavy. It's just nice and thin. Take a couple wraps in the front, couple wraps behind, and what this does is it's going to end up supporting the hackle. I made this improvement because I wanted the fly to push a little more water. So you're going to find your collar hackle on the bottom part of the saddle. Just grab it by the tip and rake the fibers down, and then peel the far side off. Sometimes you got to give your thread a spin so it'll tighten up. And then I got my hen saddle. You're going to need 2 of these. I'm looking for something specific. There we go. See, I'm looking for a feather that when I pull these down is going to end up where it's about a shank or maybe 3/4 of a shank length, because I want the collar to kind of stream back against the body. You're going to peel that far side off. And you're going to wrap these forward together, stroking the fibers back as you go. I may not need to on this one. Yep, I'm going to need another one. Yep. Beautiful. Let me get a 5 3 whip on here. And I'm going to take a little UV resin, and I'm going to paint the head. Being sure not to get any resin in the hook eye. Hit that with the light. And there you go. Improved badger and wool. Excuse me. You can see this pattern and a bunch of other ones, tutorials, here on this YouTube page. Go to YouTube and search at Custom Tied Bugs, B-U-G-Z. You can also find tutorials and flies on my showcase website at www.custom-tied.com. That's custom-tied.com. Have a splash. Don't forget the dash. You can also find me on my Virtual Fly Shop Facebook page by searching Custom Tyer 02. CUSTOMTYER 02. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Again, this is George with Custom Tied Flies and Guide Service. Happy tying!